What do we got here? Fucking Kennedy torched. Also calls for
giving out the phone numbers.
Calls for people to threaten members of Congress to fix immigration injustices. That's funny.
I've been giving out the phone numbers to the House of Representatives and to the Senate. It's one number. That number you call and you threaten them.
What you call and you threaten them.
And you say, this is wrong.
And
this
you
is not
say
America. This is not what we stand for. We need a change. You have to do that. It's going to take the people.
Can't hear you!
I've talked.
Oh no.
I've talked myself into oblivion. We need the people. We need an uprising.
I don't think they turned on the mics for her.
To the streets and the phones and writing letters. That's what we do.
Also, why is she doing it like
That
right on the
number
side of the road right there? What the fuck?
You threaten them. And you say, this is wrong.
This is wrong. Oh, so wrong. What's this? They lied to you about the Oklahoma City bombing? Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Life is nothing but a collection.
Oh. So that guy's the ghost hunter guy. What is this? Rachel Ziegler demands South Park episode be banned after getting humiliated on TV? Oh no. Oh, don't be like that. Even Tom Cruise got fucked up. Oh shit. Not again. Dude. There was also one of Britney Spears with the paparazzi. Act blue inside the new way Democratic candidates are raising money. Now Act Blue is trying to turn on small donations into a blue wave. Yeah, that was the other thing. Act Blue, a lot of people have been saying Act Blue has been used to do some shady shit for for immigrants. Or they've been funneling funds into stuff that doesn't sit right. Donation tax. Uh-oh. Breaks in nearly 50 million 70 hours after Harris campaign launch. Oh yeah, that's what it was. The Democratic Party. Yep. Where does money come from? Emily, Democrats say donations made in their names aren't genuine. Uh-oh. Yeah, apparently people can just donate in your name and lie about it, apparently. And fundraiser Act Blue facing possible terror financing investigation amid fraud probing. Uh-oh. Who profits when cities burn? Act Blue. That's who. Uh-oh. Kenosha County? Uh-oh. Minneapolis? Uh-oh. Act Blue made donation standards more lenient to receive foreign contributions during 2024 election internal docs. The docs! Act Blue scandal proves Democrats are the real dark money party. signs of order targeting Democrats. Fundraising platform sparking authoritarian fears. Huh.
Break down, take down your basket.
Huh. The Trials of Daryl Hunt. Oh, I think I clicked out of another one. Fuck. Oh, that face. What did I do? Anyways. Research. Oh, wait. Do I have the Hysteria, maybe? Oh, maybe it was the Virginia one?
Virginia Giuffre, a prominent accuser of Jeffrey Epstein, has passed away. According to NBC News, citing Giuffre's family, the 41-year-old died by suicide in Near Gabby, Australia, where she had been living for several years. Virginia's family says in a statement to NBC News, "It is with utterly broken hearts that we announce that Virginia passed away last night at her farm in Western Australia. She lost her life to suicide after being
Jeffrey
a lifelong
Epstein,
victim of sexual abuse and sex trafficking."
Accusers.
The statement added, "Virginia was a fierce warrior in the fight against sexual abuse and sex trafficking. She was the light that lifted so many survivors. In the end, the toll of abuse is so heavy that it became unbearable for Virginia to handle its weight." Earlier this month, Virginia's rep confirmed to People magazine that she was released from a hospital in Perth, Australia, 1 week after announcing that she had been given 4 days to live following a car accident. According to Virginia, her medical ordeal came after her car collided with a school bus driving at nearly 70 miles per hour. No other details about the crash, including when or where it occurred, had been given. Per NBC News, Giuffre was one of the earliest and loudest voices calling for criminal charges against Epstein and his enablers. She also provided critical information to law enforcement that contributed to the investigation into and later the conviction of Epstein's associate Ghislaine Maxwell, as well as other investigations by the U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of New York.
There it is. People don't think. I mean, who knows, man? I don't like speculating. It was the same way with the people being like, "Oh, Tupac is still alive." Tupac is gone, guys. He's gone. Big L's gone. They're all gone.
A few questions.
What do we got here? Justice Kavanaugh grills lawyers in case involving LGBTQ plus books in schools. I guess I am a bit mystified.
What's your understanding of how the surrounding counties are dealing with this? Frederick County, Howard County, Prince George's County, Anne Arundel County, and the like?
Yeah, Carroll County, for example, has taken the position that it will teach inclusivity without indoctrinating students. And so it's not introducing this ideology, extreme ideology about gender, whether your body says anything about your gender, whether doctors guessed at your sex, whether your pronouns change day to day based on the weather or not, whether you should petition for, unisex bathrooms. It's teaching inclusivity without that indoctrination. And our clients agree. Every student deserves to be respected and loved, and nobody disagrees with that. But you don't do that by forcing others. In fact, religion is another one of the categories in the equity regulation that is required to be respected. The principals, when they first responded to this curriculum, their concern was for the religious students, that they were going to be dismissed and shamed for their beliefs.
And I think you just said this, but you're not seeking to prohibit instruction in the classroom. You're just seeking
Well, what do you
not
want?
to be forced to participate in that instruction.
That's correct.
The
You
term
want pooper?
coercive, I think, has been used in some of the colloquy, but the right term is burden. Isn't that correct?
That's correct, Your Honor. And if you think about their example of saying, like, the Fourth Circuit said that, the students were never asked to change their religious beliefs. Is it enough if you just ask them, will you change your religious beliefs?
Wow.
Or does there have to be something more?
That's pretty
that
rough.
is really not
Ain't it?
a workable standard. And schools should not be treated differently than any other government entity as far as what their obligation is. And it somewhat flips the Bill of Rights on its head if we're worried more about extreme examples that don't happen to protect the government from the parents as opposed to protecting the parents' fundamental rights to direct the religious upbringing of their children.
And then in terms of sincerity, in other words, if you're lying about your religious belief, that can be inquired into, but not the legitimacy, the reasonableness, the acceptability, the consistency, none of that. A court has no business questioning any of that about someone's religious beliefs, as I understand our case law.
That's right, Your Honor. In this case, again, the fact that the board has admitted that they would give opt-outs to Muslims who object to their children viewing an image of the Prophet Muhammad, but not our Muslim clients who object to their students reading these books, shows that kind of analysis would entangle courts in religious questions and invite religious discrimination.
And then I guess I am a bit mystified as a lifelong resident of the county, how it came to this. Can you just tell us what happened when in March of 23? What happened in terms of
when I was in education,
objections, and how the school board
I need a
responded?
woman. Do you really?
Well, I share your concern. My kids graduated. Two of my kids graduated from MoCo and were opted out when they asked on their own accord to opt out of some instruction on sex education. And what happened is, we're not even entirely sure because for the entire first year, the board promised in multiple places on Fox News and other media that parents would be notified and then they would be opted out. The last notice happened on March 22nd, 2023. The very next day, overnight, with no explanation, the board came out and said, we're changing the rule because we want all students to be instructed on inclusivity. That's at 547 in the appendix. That emphasis on all students have to receive this instruction. Nothing about administrability. And then from there on, even then they said, if we've already told you you can opt out, we'll let you do that, but more parents can't ask. And
they ain't gonna want my
5'9"
ass.
Revised their guidelines, which still allow certain religious opt-outs and just not others. So this was clearly targeted at religious parents.
In the right places?
But then complaints were raised, right?
That's right. Hundreds of parents complained. These were mostly, according to the news articles, mostly families from Muslim faith and Ethiopian Orthodox who were objecting when they spoke to the board. The board accused them of using their religious beliefs as another reason to hate.
You're not 6'1".
Accused a young Muslim girl of parroting her parents' dogma. And then accused the parents of aligning with racist xenophobes and white supremacists. And so, again, there's no question in this case that there is a burden, that it was imposed with animosity, and that it's discriminating against our clients because of their religious beliefs.
Well, what if I was talking shit about your religion in jest? Does not hold back grilling attorney about the use of LGBTQ plus books in elementary school. I need you to focus on my question. What is a woman? Yeah, that's Ketanji Brown Jackson. That's one of the fucking Supreme Court justices. Yikes. No, not saying I'm fucked, but the majority of women want that, so I don't bother trying. See, you already know the game. I mean, it's not really like that, dude. You're looking at fucking very stereotypical women who are fucking brain rotted, who don't have like fucking 69 IQ. Maybe less than that, actually. I have a type, but they're nerdy looking women, but I don't know where the fuck they at. Oh, man. Either the library or some shit. My library. I don't know. Maybe. 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 Yeah, I don't know. All the nerdy women. I'm sorry, dude. They don't. They like to hide themselves. You're shit out of luck, buddy. Researchers warn of millions of U.S. measles cases if shots decline. Why don't you do some research, man? Maybe they're at like arcades or something. Maybe they're having some fun time with ladies' nights out. I don't know. Maybe you gotta find them doing like women shopping bullshit. Oh, fucking God, I don't know. I don't know what women do a lot nowadays. I'm sorry. You're asking the wrong fucking person. I haven't dated in like, I don't know. Literally like 16 years, 15 years. I was back in like fucking middle school. That wasn't really a fucking real relationship. At least I don't consider it like a real relationship. But yeah. You're asking the wrong person, brother. Is it for the lack of trying? What like they have to be shy and anxious, but you don't see them daily. They're like in their homes mostly, which is the shitty part. Is it for the lack of trying? Well, I mean, some of these women get hit on. You also have to think about the aspect of some of these women have probably had some bad run-ins with, right, men. Right. That too. Don't forget about that.
LA County health officials revealed today they
But
are
it's not the
investigating
lack
a
of trying.
case of
But
measles
some of these
involving a
women
resident
are
who
also
recently traveled
gamers,
from
right?
Texas.
Some of these
This as
women
an
could be
outbreak in
content
West
creators. You
Texas
don't
has
know.
now surged to nearly.
Some of these women might be social workers. Who knows? I don't know. Maybe they're dealing with guys hitting on them on the daily, and they're tired of it. I don't know.
650 cases.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's hard to say for sure. I know I'm asking the wrong person, but you're the only one I can talk to that is fucking depressed. Oh, man. You're talking to a fucking university student who all he does is fucking go to university, does his homework, and then chill on the fucking interwebs when I can. So yeah, I don't know what you want me to say. I just do a lot of research. As of right now. Until I'm finished with school, I can't really do much.
Could become endemic in the coming years if vaccination rates
I don't know what you
don't
want.
change.
With more, we're joined once again by Dr. Ann
going
Ramoyne,
out to
professor of
bars.
epidemiology at the UCLA Fielding School of Public Health. Dr. Ann, always good to have you. Starting here with
you're not
that
really my
outbreak in West
friend,
Texas,
but
you were on
you're
with
the
us in
closest to
February.
one right now.
And that outbreak then was at less than
such a nice
150
person.
cases. Now we're seeing cases in 29 states. Where does this outbreak stand?
Well, thanks for having me. And this is a
I don't
very
know.
important
Go
topic.
to like
We're
some
starting
ice
to see
skating
the
ring.
spread
Maybe you'll
of
find.
measles,
Actually, no,
which
don't
doesn't
do that.
respect state lines.
You'll probably not find it.
Doesn't
I don't know.
respect
It's hard to
boundaries.
say where
No,
all
an
these
infection
women
anywhere is
fucking
potentially
go
an
to
infection
nowadays.
everywhere, and especially with measles.
The
because this is
landscape
a
has
very
changed a lot
contagious
since the
virus. It is
last
the most
15
contagious
years,
virus
16 years,
that we
right?
know of, and it can linger in the air for up to 2 hours after someone who is infectious leaves the room. So we've now
Not
seen
only that,
a
you had
case
the
reported
whole
here in Los
cancel
Angeles. We've had a
culture
case
and
come through
the
LAX.
Me
We're seeing
Too
in
and the
29
Believe
states. So
All
we can expect
Women
this to
movement,
continue.
right?
The only way to be able to reduce this spread, to stop it, is really to make sure that we have vaccination rates as high
I don't
as
know how
possible.
much you believe in that shit.
95% of the population needs to be vaccinated to have what we call herd immunity, to really stop it in its tracks.
I think there was that
So let's
one
talk a little
case
bit more
yesterday
about
where
that
we
in
saw
depth.
this
All of
lady
this as new
that looked like
research
she
from
had
Stanford
lesions or
forecasts that
like
measles could
measles on
become
her.
endemic again,
Uh-oh.
with more than 850,000 cases over the next 25 years if vaccination rates don't change. Where are we with vaccinations, and how much would things need to change to avoid that future?
Measles was eliminated from the United States in 2000. That means that the virus was no longer spreading inside this country for any extended period of time. So this is a really important moment that we're starting to
Oh
see
god, that
the
looks like
potential for this to
chickenpox.
become
Jesus.
endemic in the
But
population
no, that's
again.
measles.
And as I mentioned, you really need to have high rates of vaccination, up to 95% of the population vaccinated to really achieve that. So the thing that we need to make sure is that as many people as possible get vaccinated because this will spread. And so I like to remind people that if you were born between 1957 and around 1997,
Yeah, what?
you
Measles,
really ought to make sure
chickenpox.
that you had at least 2 doses or had at least 1 dose of the MMR vaccine. And if not, and if you're going to be traveling, make sure that you get a booster of it as well. It could be very important. And, just to make sure that you're paying attention, and if you're traveling to areas where, in particular, if there may be cases.
All right, let's change track. We understand doctors bracing for a tough year in regards to whooping cough. 8,500 cases already reported by the CDC this year, twice as many
At
as
the punk
this point
bar,
last
there
year.
was one girl I saw that looked alone. There was some
Mexican
Mexican music playing. They played it as a joke, so I
Well,
approached her and
pertussis,
asked
or
her to
whooping
dance.
cough,
She was down.
is
We danced, but
cyclical.
the
So we
music
do
ended by
see
then.
these
It was a
cases
fun dance as a joke, but after the music
crescendo
ended,
over
we broke
time,
off and she walked away.
but we are seeing this
Bro, it
trend
was
happen
fucking
over
nice.
and
Well,
over
why
again. And this is probably
don't you ask for
also
a number or
related
something?
to the fact that we're seeing a
Yeah,
dip
there you
in
go.
vaccination rates. This is a virus that is also very, very well controlled with high rates of vaccination, and we are seeing rates of vaccination drop everywhere.
Let's talk rabies. This week, Orange County health officials reported a bat had tested positive for
she walked
rabies.
away? Oh,
Human
that's your
cases
fault.
of rabies are extremely rare, as we know, but how can viewers and their
Because she
pets
walked
avoid
away. Why the fuck
becoming
did she
the
walk away?
exception?
Maybe because there was a one and
Well, it's
done.
important for people to know that
Maybe
rabies
that's
is
it.
actually
Maybe
endemic
that's
here
all
in
she wanted.
California and in Southern California in wildlife, and most often found in bats. So it's very important to make sure that you do not touch wildlife, in particular wildlife that is sick. I would definitely avoid coming in close contact with bats. Make sure your pets are vaccinated, and if
I
you
gotta
see
catch
an
a
animal
case,
that's
so I
acting strangely, make sure to
didn't
call
ask for a
animal
number.
control
Wait,
or
what?
Fish and Wildlife.
Always good information. Always good to have you. Dr. Ann Ramoyne, thanks for being on with us.
My pleasure.
Animal control. Oh no. What's this? Oh yeah, the Nexus mod controversy. Yeah. Whole modding situation. I mean, you can try, there was, you can try at, like, car shows and shit like that. I don't know. I mean, there's tons of events you can try and meet girls at, if you really wanted to. I watch these women YouTubers, Courtney Ryan and Kristen Grace. May feel a little bit better. Courtney Ryan. What is that? I don't know who these people are. What are these people? Why are you doing this to me? Why are you making me search at, look up people I don't know? Who's Courtney Ryan? Is this bitch AI? I'm just kidding. Style, healthy dating advice, and personal development. Oh, okay. Oh, she's a coaching consultant. Oh, I see. That's what that is. Well, I mean, that's her job. That's probably why, she's probably using her degree. That's probably why. And then who's this other person? Christine Grace. Uh-oh.
Hey, it's Christine Grace. Welcome back to my channel.
Smith over find debunking the latency research-based video essay series that aims to affect the deeper side of things that often not portrayed in the mainstream media. Okay, so this person seems more comedy or satire. Oh, there you go. So she's more of a, she's from UK land, so basically you're fucked. Yeah, she's basically red pill. Trending topics, affairs. I mean, I wouldn't say red pill, but she watches Shoe on Head. She talks about current affairs, right? Socio-political stuff. Okay, I mean, I don't know. All men suck. That's a good one. That's a funny one. That's like what, fourth wave feminist? It's a guilty pleasure. Uh-huh. Yeah, sure. And there's some VTubers as well. It does a lot of weird red pill shit sometimes. Well, I mean, it's hard.
And one guy, he was up there with our mum, and he went up there, and he was coming back down towards us, and he goes, "Run! He's got a gun."
He's got a gun.
And Mum distracted him to make him look the other way, and he looked the other way, and Mum ran into the bush.
Have you ever seen anything like this? No.
Yeah. You don't think of all of that at the time. No, you just run for your life.
What is happening? What the fuck? Are those two sisters actually doing that? What the fuck? Wait, were those actually the girls from The Shining that played the two little girls? Oh god. All the women I asked out there, either gay or taken, I'm like, fuck you, fuck this, fuck out of here. Hey man, you never know. Maybe they're just saying that because it's easier to say, yeah, I'm not down with you. I don't know. I don't know. There seems to be a lot of women who aren't looking for a significant other right now. I don't know. It seems like the dating pool is a little rough right now. A little rough right now, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what to say. Like just going off your references and experience, all I can say is it's a hit or miss sometimes. Just don't give up is all I can say. You'll find someone.
Donald J. Trump is now president of the United States.
Don't be like this person, okay?
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, don't be this person.
What a great honor to be able to introduce for the first time ever anywhere the 45th.
I know you can't fix my problem, but it's good to vent. I mean, that's everyone's life if they're trying to find a significant other, is it not? They gotta play they gotta play the numbers game. That's all I can say. They gotta play the random numbers game. Which random number is gonna land you the lucky lady, right? Or the lucky significant other. Yeah, all I can say, it's a numbers game. And as you get more and more experience with dealing with the ladies and knowing how to talk with them, try to ask them on dates and whatnot. You know, honest American. What do we got? She's not getting everything she promised is starting to come true.
You see these judges trying to obstruct your efforts to make this country safer. What is your message to them?
Now it's getting interesting.
We are going to prosecute you, and we are prosecuting you. I found out about this the day it happened.
You haven't finished out the midnight
We could not
now.
believe, actually, that a judge really did that.
How many hours?
We
I
looked
played
into
like
the facts in great
like
depth.
over 1.5 hours.
That's her picture up on the
I was
screen.
like, yeah,
Hannah
no, I'm good.
Dugan, who is now in custody.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
good.
cannot obstruct a
I
criminal
didn't like
case.
the
and
story.
Really,
I thought
shame on her. It
that
was
the
a domestic
gameplay was
violence
kinda
case
bland.
of all cases, and she's protecting a criminal
And it seemed like
defendant
you were
over
versing
victims
like
of
the
crime.
same fucking enemy type constantly.
Checkmate.
Also, it felt like the enemies were just there to like just push along the story, you know. And I was already not okay with the story, so I was like, yeah, no, I'm good. But it got good reviews, are you sure? Good reviews from who? From people who don't play a lot of video games? What were their reviews like? What were the context of the reviews? Probably liberals. I mean, did you hear about the was it the one of the devs or something did a video, and they were talking mad all sorts of mad shit about how it was the people's fault for not buying their game and shit. They're like blaming gamers for their what did she say? I can't remember. I forgot what it was called. Let's see if we can find it. I forgot exactly what she said. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to. I don't remember. Where it was. Because I don't remember what the dev's name was. White male gamers were a mistake, right here. It was the community manager. Yeah. They were doing some weird, like, LGBTQ plus bullshit. To really get a sense of who she is, though, look at her feed, her tweets and retweets. Well, Blunt and Fearless says Robinson is okay with it. Oh, right here, this one. Katie Liberate. This is the crazy bitch. Oh, people. Yeah, there's. Yeah, it seems like they're pushing the algorithm. It looks like. Damn, it's 440. Jesus. Fucking 8. Yeah, right. Could be wrong, but I think they thought the game would be praised since the character was black. In a sense, yes. Man, I wish I could find that video. First talking. Oh, this is
I would
it.
definitely like to see more queer characters of color, not.
This is it right here. Hold on.
Definitely like to see more queer characters of color, not just, just a white queer character. I would like to see more people that look like me. I think audiences have a very vocal minority of people who are very much against inclusion of anything that's not, as we said, like a cis straight white man. But our existences aren't political, they just are. And I think that more and more people are expecting to see that kind of representation and also expecting it to get broader as time goes on, as opposed to just having that same white gay guy archetype, or like Ellie in The Last of Us. We're looking for people who non-binary, intersex, trans, who aren't just white, they look like me and you. And I think that games are starting to delve into that more, but I think it also needs to be intentional and not
What do you mean games have started to delve into that more? Games have always decided to choose, well, I mean, it's up to the devs however they decide what the characters are. Right? That has always been a dev's choice. Or the company's choice. You can't just make a protagonist certain characteristics because it doesn't sell sometimes. They're dominated by men. No man wants that. Yeah, that too. Yeah, she forgot. Yeah, she forgot that the fucking this medium, right? This hobby that people like to get into. Yeah, it's dominated by guys. Same with the computer science field. It's dominated by guys. I mean, sure you have some women, but It's vastly fucking dude. It's like 80% dudes. And you got the occasional like 20% women, right? And like 5% or like 2% of them are hot, and the rest are just like, okay, whatever. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. They released the game in 2025. The woke era is over. Yeah, that too, right? As soon as Trump got into office, yeah, that was it. Fucking call it in, man. If they released the game around 2022, it would have probably been a bit more successful. Yeah, it probably would have seen more sales, definitely. But yeah, as soon as it launching right once Trump got into office, and then him doing those things, yeah, that it probably hurt the game more.
Afterthought, it can't, like, if you're writing, like Tori said, it has to be from the beginning.
Also,
the team
then again,
should
it
be
has
from that community.
yeah,
Not like,
also has
oh,
everything to do with
we're, you know,
how they made
wherever
the
in our
story
process,
in
we
the
should
game,
probably
right?
bring on like a consultant.
Honestly,
who we
this
may
is
or may
on
not
them,
listen to. It
right?
should,
The
from the
devs can
beginning,
only
it should be a
blame
priority.
themselves,
And I think
because they're the ones who made
audiences
this
are
game
hungry
at
for
that
that
time.
kind of thoughtfulness, and I think queer people of color are able to write, like, within their own identity, white characters of that same identity, but I don't think that white creators can on their own cross that boundary to write a queer person of color, because as people of color we have to exist within the framework of
You would have
America's
made
just
it
like
into a movie or show.
capitalistic colonialist.
Well, the reason why you don't want to fucking right, if you're gonna write people of color, right, you better like satirize it or comedize it. Because if you don't, people are gonna look at you and be like, why are you writing about people you don't have the same you're right, you don't have the same characteristics. Right? You have immutable characteristics that are not the fucking same as these groups of people you're trying to write into your story. So how can you feel the same way? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe they should have gotten more input, right, from from a team. I don't know. Not saying that there aren't gamers who are queer, but it's not the majority of gamers. That's not making enough sales. Correct. Alright. Not only that, but yeah, the the LGBTQ community as well. You're looking at fucking like 0.0001. Right? You're looking at like 1 million people, right? Hate to say it, but you're looking at like probably 1 million people who actually are actually like queer or something like that, right? Maybe 2 million, if that. I don't know. And then how many of those guys play? How many of those people play video games? Probably barely. Probably barely. Right. It's already such a niche group,
whiteness
right?
is the standard
That you're trying to
so,
market
like,
to.
I understand your like culture, but like come to a barbecue at my church or at my house or something and tell me like how well you can navigate that, and I bet it's not nearly as simple for you because you're not used to having to put on that kind of thing. And I think, and I agree with CC on
Bro,
on that
I
point.
said the word. That's
making a point to try to insert myself into the community, not in like an aggressive way, but I want to be a writer and narrative designer. So I found someone relatively famous as a writer and narrative designer, and I literally went and followed probably 2/3 of the people they followed.
So you just started following writers and then started reading their posts and books, and then basically you're trying to mimic people. Basically, you're trying to copy people that you're not, and then you're trying to write your story, and then when you write your story, it's not that great. Because you should probably be, be writing a unique story for yourself. Right? not a unique story that's gonna piggyback off of these other people you're just following on fucking the gaming industry, and then hoping you get enough information for you to study so that you can write a story. I can't. I don't know. This is yeah. See, this person isn't very smart. I don't know. This is insane how this person got into the gaming industry. Right. She's the writer, correct.
I would definitely like to see.
Yes. She was a writer for the South of Midnight. Yeah, South of Midnight's writer. Yeah, she was a writer. She even copied Ellie's scar eyebrow for her character. Well, I mean, she did reference Ellie, did she not, from The Last of Us? That yeah, she did too. Oh, yeah, right there. If anything, she just tried to do a copy pasta. Yeah, same with the Sweet Baby Inc. CEO Kim Belair. These people, they're something else. Man, they are something else. But yeah.